Oh, snap. Woo! Oh, yeah. It is
I'm
time.
ready now.
That's right. The horror movie Avengers have returned, baby. Today, it's Lycan versus Lycan. That's right. Oh, oh yeah. That's right. On this episode
Yeah.
of Versus. That's right. And we got some newcomers today and some special guests, as well as the usual badasses showing up to represent one of our favorite genres of all time. Horror movies, baby. That's right. Let's see who we got in the house. Oh, returning from the Metal Tavern Podcast, baby. We got DJ Neko and DJ Anubis in the house. How you guys doing?
Great, man. Glad to be
yeah.
back.
Oh, yeah. And first on the channel, welcome, my friend. You're part of the Versus crew now, man. That's it. It's over. You can't escape. So every Thursday at 6 p.m., we own you. Just kidding. Derek from Flicks, Snacks, and Knickknacks. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Hello,
welcome to the show, my friend. And, of course, you know, brother from another mother, Mr. Tony of the Dead in the house, representing the horror movie genre. And first time, at least on Versus, welcome back to the channel, my friend. We gonna blow it up. Boom. That's right. Eric Calderon, 331 E-Rock. Oh, yeah. On the channel, hanging out. And I'm glad he's here because I was like, we gotta get Eric back on the channel to talk about horror movies, baby. We can't just do it. And now's the perfect time. You know what I'm saying? We got to do it because 'tis the season. That's right, October. Season. That's right, baby. All right, so let's see who your Movie Dojo Army is showing up in chat right now. Who we got here? We got Brandon in the house. Rosa Garcia in the house. Omegon 32. Oh, yeah. Landon. We got Jake here. Thomas. John. AJ. Brandon. DJ Anubis. Battle Axe. I love that. Love that name there. Bo McCubbins and Reverend Werewolf. Oh, shit. We got a Reverend Werewolf up in the house.
So we have an official werewolf.
That's right. Oh, man. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it a little bit here. Get it cracking. Get it started. Give Samurai a minute here. Thought I had this link, but we're gonna get it cracking here in a second. Derek, what do you got coming up on your channel this week?
Man, let me see.
Are you doing any horror
couple more westerns? Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, I've got a couple horror movies coming up too.
All right.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head what they are. Oh, have you seen Superhost?
Superhost? No, I have not.
It's a smaller indie film. It was on Shudder, is what I caught it on. And
okay.
It's kind of down.
Yeah, it's about a couple and they're vloggers, kind of like for a YouTube, but not YouTube. And so they go stay at this Superhost's house, and she's odd, and things kind of tumble downhill from there. But the person who plays the Superhost in that movie, I forget her name. Starts with a G, but she is fantastic and she is terrifying. And
really.
Yes.
All right. Superhost. Where can we watch this? We're going to watch your review, but where can you watch? Shudder?
Shudder's where I saw it.
All right, I saved it on my notes.
Nice,
yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. Like I said, kind of lower budget indie film, but a lot of fun and with really good acting. So
nice.
Which always helps.
All right. Let's go ahead and get into it here. Silver Bullet, 1985. That's right, directed by Daniel Atias, written by Stephen King, based off the novella Cycle of the Werewolf. Oh, yeah. Starring Gary Busey, everyone's favorite uncle.
Love Busey.
The villain from Under Siege 2. That's right, the badass Everett McGill as Reverend Lowe. That's right. And also the husband in The People Under the Stairs. And Corey Haim and Terry O'Quinn. That's right, the stepfather. That's right. And so great cast in this. And the plot synopsis for those that are new and have never seen Silver Bullet, here we go. In a small town, brutal killings start to plague the close-knit community. Marty Coleslaw, a paraplegic boy, is convinced the murders are the doings of a motherfucking werewolf. Oh, man. And another reason why I chose both of these movies, not just because it's Lycan versus Lycan, but I feel both of these films, in my opinion, are very underrated, especially in the werewolf movie franchise. You know, I feel they're very underrated. So like, let's show some love for both of these movies. So first up, one of these movies I've actually seen several times. One of them I've just seen last year.
Same.
That's kind of a very
Yeah.
similar situation with me too. So
Right,
I'm interested
right.
to
So
find
it's
out which
just like-
one yours is.
Yeah.
And
So, Silver Bullet had a blast. That's the one I've seen several times. Silver Bullet is still fun. I rewatched it yesterday. It's just a fun movie, man. Like, I really, really enjoy it. You know, you get some fun little werewolf kills here, some ripping, some tearing, some shredding. You know, and all I got to say is Gary Busey's a treasure.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
This man is a treasure. That's all I'm going to say. You know, sneaking into alky in church, right? As you do.
I'm
Little
starting to
drinky
feel like
drink.
I lost his ass.
he's from Oklahoma, and so am I, and we are still on the fence on if we're going to claim him yet or not.
I'd claim him.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I'll go first, talk a little bit about it. But yeah, just, you know, when I rewatched it yesterday, just had a blast. Had a lot of fun with it, definitely. And, you know, Terry O'Quinn is great. Also in this movie, the motherfucking stepfather.
Yeah,
son.
he is.
And as the sheriff, he's great. And you know, the Reverend being the werewolf, I think that's fantastic. I think it's just it's something you wouldn't expect, you know. And the actor did a very good job as well. And the creature effects are very solid. They're a lot of fun. But the one thing that stuck with me, and I was just like, okay, this movie's fucking great. All right, yo, werewolf beating up people with motherfucking bats.
Right?
Yeah.
Werewolf
Iconic.
beating, killing people with bats.
What was it
Okay.
called? The peacekeeper? The
Peacekeeper.
peacemaker?
Yeah.
Or
That's-
Peacemaker, maybe. Yeah.
That is Peacemaker, yeah. That is amazing. Chad, if you've never seen it, werewolf killing people with bats is amazing. I want an action figure. I want a Funko Pop. I want a shirt with just the hairy ass werewolf arm holding the damn bloody bat. I will buy that shirt. Do you have that, Tony?
No, I'm saying like it would just like this.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need, man. Yeah, I would buy that. All right, it has to be 6X though. Samurai Guy's kind of big. Speaking of shirts, Nubis, what you wearing there, my friend? It looks familiar. Oh shit, the Movie Dojo Army shirt, baby.
Represent.
Love it.
Represent.
Representing the Army, son. That's right. But yeah, we got a lot of people here. I don't want to blab on too much about the movie, but overall, really enjoyed it. I like the score, and some very fun moments. And you know, it got a little creepy at the end there, man. I love the false setup. I love how the camera has that slow zoom in to the darkness where you think the werewolf's gonna pop out, and then boom, motherfuckers just comes out of the wall, just comes out of the side there, attacking some Busey there. But yeah, this shot, there it is. That's the shot. He's
The
like,
face.
nope. He's like, I'm over here, bitch. But yeah, just a fun time, man. And Corey Haim didn't annoy me as much as the kid from the other film, which we'll get to. But yeah, Silver Bullet, man, great. I still feel it's underrated, and that's enough of my blabbing. Werewolf swinging bats, son. All right, Eric, what did you think of Silver Bullet, man? Positives and negatives.
Okay, well, little backstory first is I grew up with werewolf movies,
Hell yeah.
so I take them very seriously. My grandpa was a very big like black and white horror fan,
Okay.
and the first movie I remember seeing ever was Frankenstein Meets the Werewolf,
Nice.
or Meets the Wolfman.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
actually what I named my all my videos on my channel are named because of that movie. It's blank meets blank. So
Yeah.
I kind of stole that from that movie.
Nice.
So, secondly, I'm a big Stephen King fan, actually humongous Stephen King fan. My favorite parts of the movie is I saw it when I was a kid, then I would rewatch it occasionally, and then I probably watched it in the last couple of years or so. I always thought the transformation was pretty impressive for 1985. You know, it wasn't like the old black and white ones where it would like cross dissolve like one step at a time.
Yeah.
It was pretty straight, fluid. It was very fluid transformation. Gary Busey's in it, so and kind of like what you said, the score is top notch. I don't know. I still love it. So,
any nitpicks? Anything you like? Yeah, they could have tightened that up, or they could have took that out, or you're good.
That was the year when I was born. So
okay,
I always take anything like those first 5 years of when I'm born. It is what it is. It's not my place. I'm there to enjoy it.
Nice. All right, copy that. All right, DJ Neko.
Me? Okay. Yeah. So I too, like Iraq, my grandma was super Stephen King big fan #1, and she was always reading Stephen King novels. And I remember, I actually was about 5 when this came out. So I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I've seen it like multiple times in different points in my life. And I think we just watched it the other day. So like the full Gary Busey treatment really hit me now, because I'm like, this is amazing. Because a 5-year-old is not going to get the Gary Busey treatment, but
right.
I do love this movie, and it gives me like the nostalgia factor with my grandma, because there are a lot of movies that she showed me when I was a kid that probably I shouldn't have seen when I was a kid, and this one is a family friendly type of movie. There's not a whole lot. It is bloody a little bit, but it's not as bad as like, say, showing a 5-year-old The Exorcist, which happened to me, and Poltergeist. But
wow, yikes. Pretty badass, actually.
Yeah. But I really did love this movie. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yes. One of the best scenes ever.
The thing now that I am 40 is like, how did the parents not know this child snuck out to go shoot off fireworks? How do you not know that this
Especially
happened?
staying close to home.
Yeah. And Gary, he's like, stay close to home. And I'm like, what? So stay close to home, set the house on fire? This is how I know I'm old now, because I'm thinking of safety, like safety with werewolves. But if you want to watch a good, fun, clean cut werewolf movie, this is a perfect one for it. At least I think. You've got Corey Haim, who is like the sweetheart of his time, and then you have all like, the heartstrings being tugged about the little, the silver bullet that he's riding. I honestly, I feel like this is the type of movie, as I said, as I watch it, as I get older, there's something else that kind of pops in my head, and I kind of get more endearing to it. What about you, noobs?
Like the cool thing about this, when you compare it to Bad Moon, is it's got a bit more production value to it. Obviously, bigger names. The cast is great.
Mm-hmm.
Everett McGill is phenomenal as the villain here. And as Neko pointed out, Haim tugging at the heartstrings, he's in a wheelchair, but then like Busey, Uncle Red creates this like awesome bike out of it, and it's just a great thing. And then I think
I really like their relationship. It was actually really kind of like Uncle Red was like, toughen up, but I still love you.
That was one of my favorite things about the movie, was their uncle-nephew relationship was so believable. It was. They did a great job.
I actually own the graphic novel for Cycle of the Werewolf. I just don't have it with me, but
it's
I do
upstairs.
have it.
It's in my bookcase.
Awesome.
The only thing I could really nitpick about this was when it comes. I'm sort of like Eric. When it comes to horror, I'm a big werewolf guy. People know that already, but I'm very selective about the movies. Like, I really only have like between 6 and 8 movies that make my best werewolf list ever. So it's very small. The werewolf in this, the transformation's great, obviously. It doesn't really look as menacing as I thought it might, but still pretty good. The one thing I find that is very surprising to me is Rotten Tomatoes has very low scores for this film. I
That's
can't believe it.
right.
It's criminal how low
Both
these
movies.
scores are.
Both
Yeah.
films.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm baffled by that. I'm like, wow. I mean, I know the initial story was supposed to be more serious, but the way they did the movie, I just thought it's a very fun movie. You don't have a hard time getting through it. It's a lot of fun. Still has some good scares in it. A little bit of atmosphere. You mentioned the lynch mob going out in the fog trying to hunt him down.
I forgot about
He gets
that.
beat with his own bat. I mean, it's a great thing.
I can't move.
Yeah.
He's here with us.
Yeah, so I think just it's a very great movie and it's a lot of fun. So I'm just surprised that critically and audience-wise, it didn't do as well as it should have. My opinion.
It's like we're surprised, but then we're not.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? At the same time,
It's werewolf
these
hate.
critics, these critics that don't know horror.
Yeah.
Really quick before we go to Tony, got a super chat here from Bo McCubbins. Thanks for supporting the channel, my friend. He says the narration of the movie by the sister kept it rolling for me, and it wasn't a stretch for Gary
Yes.
to play the crazy uncle there. There you go. He was just himself.
That's a great point with the
Busey just
narration
showed
like
up
that.
yeah, Barry Busey was just himself. He just showed up to hang out and get some free barbecue. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Let's go to Tony. Tony, Silver Bullet.
Yeah, this is the same as you. This is one that I've seen many times, and I actually bought. I had this in my queue, Bad Moon in my queue for a while, and then we were going to do this, so I ended up buying it. And so it was the first time I watched that. But I've seen Silver Bullet a lot. Not like it's super amount, but like it's stuck in my head, even if I didn't see it for a few years. Like I remembered stuff, but then watching it now on the Scream Factory one, it's a lot clearer, which, not that we're judging that, but like, not that it ruins it, but it's a little more revealing. But yeah, I like how even though he's a werewolf and he like wants to run Corey Haim off the road, he still won't kill himself because of his beliefs.
That's right.
Yes.
It's like he
So
sticks
twisted.
to the priest thing, but yet it's like it's evil. But like Corey Haim, I think he did a fantastic job in this. Like especially when he pulled that prank on his sister in the beginning, you could see how bad he felt for that.
I'm
And I
sorry.
felt bad for
Yeah.
her. And then the whole big part too with Grady getting attacked, the kid, and then the father's reaction.
Oh yeah.
Like
Very believable.
Yeah, it's very like, oh my god, like because me having kids too, I think how would I be too?
Right.
If that happened, like so it's like the movie has the horror element, and it also has feelings to it too. You a lot of likable characters. I like Gary Busey a lot as the uncle. That's the one thing I remembered about this movie. And the werewolf chase, where he shot him in the eye with the thing,
Was
Rocket.
a firework?
Yeah, the firework. Yeah, that was cool. And then like, who's the one? Because at this point you don't know who has the one missing eye. And then when you see it's him, it's like, oh my god, it's him. But yeah, it's a really good movie, good score, atmosphere. If I had one nitpick, that part's awesome.
That is a great
Everything starts
scene.
changing.
Yes, it is.
I love that.
That nightmare sequence.
What Bo said about the sister narrating it was really well. I would have liked to have seen her now, like at the end, like maybe like she was writing it down to show her now or something, but kind of neat. But also hers, she's Anna Green Gables. The sister.
Oh wow.
Anna Green Gables.
I
Yeah,
thought
was
she
like, where
looked
is she?
familiar.
Yeah.
Like, where do I know her from? But
Not that I watched it.
A very
didn't-
underrated
As my
I
actress.
did in
sister
school.
watched it. Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a sister, damn it. Oh.
I watched it in school. That's my excuse.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, it's a really good movie. What I was going to say is the one thing that kind of takes me out of it a little bit is Gary Busey is Gary Busey at the end when he first reacts to the werewolf. It's like, whoa, you know. It's
Oh
like,
no, it's more like his face just goes into contortion.
whoa. Yeah, it's just like right there. That's Gary Busey, not the uncle for me. That's the only nitpick I really have because I do like this movie.
Nice. All right, Derek.
Okay, I agree with what a lot of y'all said already about the soundtrack and what the comment said about the narration. I think one of King's strongest aspects of his storytelling through his movies is, or his strongest aspects in general is the storytelling, because he does a lot of times that surviving party member narration, flashback style, and it works really good for his content. But the scene for this movie that does it for me, because this was a movie I grew up watching too. It's the one that I've seen several times, and I've seen Bad Moon one time, which was about 2 weeks ago. This scene, there's this scene that me and my dad would rewind, crack up. Oh, no. I was like 7 years old, but it is when what Mr. Tony of the Dead was saying, when the werewolf busts in. It's kind of hard to notice, but when Gary Busey reacts and he screams and he goes to face this werewolf, the gun isn't loaded. The bullet has fallen out of the gun at this point. So he's just holding up this pistol and the bullet right beside it and screaming. And that was so funny to us, but it's one I grew up watching. So I'm it has some nostalgic feel to it, whereas the other one doesn't, but I don't know. Another thing that somebody's already said was Busey and Haig are great together on screen as nephew and uncle. It was very believable. The villain's great. But one thing I would complain about him was I wanted just a little bit more lore and backstory with his character. Not a lot. You don't have to be, you can be kind of have that ambiguity. But I would have liked just a little bit more than, I think at one point, what does the kid say? They were like, how did he become a werewolf? And the kid says, maybe he doesn't even know. And I was like, what a scapegoat. What an easy way out of just being able to say, we don't want to have to write any backstory for this guy. So, but
Derek, don't give Hollywood any ideas.
No reboots, please don't.
Silver Bullet, the prequel.
No, please
right.
no.
We're gonna do it now.
Damn it.
Yeah, better do it now. Yeah, exactly. I think the sister, somebody said something about her as well, but Megan Follows, I think is her name. And she put on a really good performance. I think an underrated performance just because of her range. She was able to do that real, I don't give a crap teenage attitude, but then dial it way up when she needed to, and just all that scream factor, terrified when she's hugging her brother, and I don't know, just some really good stuff with her. I thought the werewolf looked great, and the transformation was really good, but I thought that the werewolf acted too human. Okay. When he's walking, like his gait, completely normal. Just walks like a person, reacts like a person, and doesn't really seem to possess too much in terms of strength other than in that one scene with the bat where he kind of just demolishes everybody.
Right.
So I guess really my only two complaints with this movie would be it doesn't show quite enough, but like DJ Nico said, that really allows more people to be able to see the film, allows it to be more family friendly. So that can be a pro con catch-22 situation. But I don't know. I wish it would have showed a little bit more. And I did not like the super cheesy 80s motorcycle montage scene.
You mean you don't have the song in the end credits on your on your
great phone? Soundtrack, like I said, but no, I don't think that one's saved at the moment. I have to look at downloading that one. All right. It's and it seems like Stephen King hates rednecks too, because every person that is weak and gets killed super fast and everything's got to be this really stupid white trash person. Yes. And I'm from Oklahoma, so maybe I'm just a little biased.
It's all about the drunk dad was cracking me up, man.
Oh
especially
my God, I know.
When he was watching wrestling and the guy
yes,
got
that guy, yes.
Oh, I felt that. Oh,
yeah,
that was hilarious.
He was busting on him. He's like, this kid's
gonna be on welfare for the rest of his life.
Yes.
I'm like,
but anyway, it's Silver Bullet. It's a great movie. I really do. I like it a lot. It's really good.
Great flick. All right.
One thing that was in that movie that they didn't need to have in it was the little girl. Like they bring a love interest for the son. Like, and then
when they were walking together.
Killed. Yeah,
Right.
he gets killed and she moves away. It's like, why even bring that in? Just have no girl and have the guy get killed.
Could have did that. Maybe it was just part of the. Maybe it was in the book, and they're like, "Oh, we got
somebody's
throw in,
daughter. Somebody's
All right.
daughter in the movie.
Now it's time to go jump. I know, right? It's time to jump to the 90s. 1996, Bad Moon, directed by Eric Red, starring Mariel Hemingway, Michael Paré. That's right. And plot synopsis. After being bitten by a werewolf in the jungle, Ted looks for a cure. His lawyer's sister, with a son and dog, invites him to park his camper by her house in the woods, and they live out of her fridge. Who is writing these plot synopses? IMDb. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
She
says that in the movie. She says,
"I want you to live out of my fridge," or something.
I know, but why would that? Why would they put that? That's a plot synopsis. I'm trying to remember what martial arts movie. I think it was Once Upon a Time in China movies with Jet Li, and I think it was just like stuff happens. There's a pretty girl in it. Like who? Like,
and then there's karate. Then there's karate.
Anyway, y'all got the gist.
Wow.
Y'all got the gist. Okay, so let's get to Bad Moon. I'll go first here. Now, here's the thing.
I'm sorry, bud.
I always remember the poster of Bad Moon, and it was weird. The poster of Bad Moon to me was memorable and generic at the same time. And it was always one of those movies I'd see on the video store shelf and on DVD, which became rare. And I was just like, is this good? I never even bothered to rent it. I didn't bother looking on the back, seeing what it was about. So somebody recommended it to me. And I was like, really? I was like, dude, you don't know what it's about? I was like, not really. It's probably just another generic werewolf. And so werewolf movie. And he's like, just here, let me let you borrow my copy. So I borrowed it from him, and I sat down. Still didn't even look at the back. Didn't know the plot synopsis. Didn't know anything. Didn't watch the trailer. I just went in and just watched it. I was like, okay. And holy shit, what a hell of a beginning to this movie, man.
Well, you can't say it doesn't start off with a bang.
I mean, this movie, the beginning is fucking great. I was just like, holy shit, man. This is like, I love the suit. I love the animatronics. I mean, you could tell this is a lot smaller budget film, but they make it work. This beginning was great. I mean, people get fucked up.
Bitch slap.
Shotgun blast to the dome. Blew up the werewolf's head. I was like, holy shit. All right.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for this. And then after that, the movie, you have your opening credits, and then the movie starts, and then it's like, oh, it becomes a family picture type movie. And I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then nice, wonderful music, and coming to Disney Plus, Bad Moon. And I'm like, okay, and I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, let's see where this goes. And then, of course, when the brother comes home, and he lives outside in the camper with his sister, and she's taking care of him and all that. And then I realized, and the performance from Michael Paré was great, and Mario was good too. I realized, holy shit, this movie's not necessarily about the werewolf. This caught me off guard. I said, this movie is about the motherfucking badass German shepherd named Thor.
Yes.
Is the star. And I'm like, I was not expecting this at all. I was like really intrigued by this. Because I like smaller stories like this. And I was like, dude, like the whole movie for me that made it great, and I still feel it's an underrated flick despite its flaws, was this the tension and suspense building between the brother. That's right. The brother and the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, dude, this is great. Like, this is very unexpected. Like, this is kind of fucking badass.
Well, good thing the German Shepherd was probably the best actor in the whole movie too. There were some good acting, but he was phenomenal.
Well, yeah, he stole the movie Thor.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of the book too. I think the book is called Thor.
Yeah,
Thor. That's fucking dope, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was just like, dude, this is like really interesting. This is making the movie for me. I was not expecting this at all. So as you do, werewolf picking off people around the city. I'm sorry, around the town and in some gruesome ways. And the brother's trying to do good and chain himself up to the tree, but sometimes it doesn't go well.
It's like,
But
what are you doing with these?
I know. But just the suspense building, like him slowly walking past the dog, looking at him, and the dog just eyeballing him like this. You know what I mean? Like, we even get moments in the movie where they're straight shit talking to each other.
Yeah, it's like, soon, Thor,
like,
soon.
Like Michael Paré's like, you just wait, boy. You just motherfucking wait. You just wait. We gon' get down, right? And the dog's like, I'm about to fuck you up, motherfucker. You gonna get fucked up later. You just wait.
Try it, motherfucker.
I like the territorial pissing match.
I was thinking that same thing. I love how he goes over to the doghouse. I was like, no way. He's going
Dude, I was like, this is making the movie for me. Holy shit. I mean, my only nitpick really was luckily the saving grace is the kid was not the star.
Mm-hmm.
If Dennis the Menace was the star, we would have had problems, man. Luckily, he wasn't the star. But at the end, when shit goes down, you know, I was like, kid, can you at least try to act like you're fucking scared, dude? Like, come on. When you have this gigantic werewolf choke slamming you and picking you up like this ain't motherfucking Mr. Wilson, Dennis. This is a werewolf. Okay? Show some fear. Like, look at the kids in the Silver Bullet. They were scared shitless. Right? But I was just like, the kid was just like, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, act like you're scared. So but less of him is more for us. So that's what's good. At least he wasn't the star. So I can deal with it. I can deal with it. But yeah, his acting was really bad. Sometimes I felt like the kid was in another movie. But yeah, his acting was bad. His acting was bad. But what I loved about the ending though was Michael Paré, when he's busted, he's just like, all right, fuck it. He's like, you know what?
Full werewolf.
He's like, fuck it. I've been trying this whole goddamn movie to keep you guys safe, but you keep being nosy. All right, fuck it. Now it's your fault. Now I'm coming after your ass. I'm hungry.
It's coming all out now, sis.
I want some jerky. All right. Now there's some CGI stuff in here. Doesn't really age well. It's not the greatest. Not the greatest. However,
I question that. Why did half of him transform at a time?
Because the 90s, we got to throw in CGI. But at least the suit itself and the animatronics of the werewolf is fantastic. It's really good for the movie. But again, the tension building, the movie taking its time between him and the dog, leading to a hell of a climax, man. Like, this was a fight. This was a fight, man. Like, they threw down up in this bitch. Like, I was like, holy shit.
Inside, outside.
This was a great fight. I was loving this shit, man. I mean, and who can forget this scene?
Right?
Come on, dude. This is like badassity abounds here.
But then there's round 2. That's not even the end of it.
They're looking at each other on the ground.
Yeah.
And then they go at it again.
Right.
Yeah. And he, like, I love how it's like you get like dramatic military drum music when he's like slowly following him,
like playing taps, like
like in the woods, and he finishes him off. I was like, by the end of Bad Moon, I was like I just wasn't expecting this at all. So enough of my yakking. Really enjoyed it. Neko, Bad Moon.
So the first time I've ever seen Bad Moon was 2 days ago. And it's kind of funny because it's Anubis's like top werewolf movie.
Not
All
top.
right.
Well, one of the top. And he has the DVD. I've never watched it before. So I am a huge animal lover.
Mm-hmm.
I like the scene in John Wick when the dog, so I get really upset about things like that. So when I see a dog like Thor taking control and being this amazing character, it just like tugs at my heartstrings. Yes, I know that child was a terrible actor, but that part where they were taking Thor away and he's crying and he's like reaching out to Thor. Oh, and then he breaks out.
Yeah, but Thor was showing more emotion than he was.
I know.
That is one of the saddest scenes, by the way. I saw that 2 weeks ago, and I was choking down a line. I was like, "You got to be kidding me right now! No way!"
And then the kid escapes to to go get his dog, and I'm like,
It's awesome.
I love you, Thor.
But he left the rest of them.
Well, I mean, come on.
I have a German Shepherd too, so also biased, but.
And they're really, my sister has one, and Shotzi is probably 120 pounds, and she's like the biggest softie. Like, I have never ever seen a German Shepherd. Like, they're very loyal. They're herding dogs, so they're very loyal. So to see how he is protecting his house, protecting his family, and he can smell that werewolf. He knew it. He knew it as soon as the brother got there. He's like, "You are a problem." And then the sister couldn't see it. Yeah, that face right there.
The thing too about German Shepherds is having one. I know that they're smart enough to be able to detect something like that before I would be able to. So it's very believable.
Say something.
Come on, man.
Jump.
Take a step, motherfucker.
He's like,
right?
What?
I'll bite your balls off. Come on.
So it's for me. I absolutely loved this movie, and the fact that it, Anubis and I have been married for 16 years, and it's
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. But it's been in our DVD vault before even we got married. So the fact that I just watched this 2 days ago is amazing. And I'm like, I can't believe I've missed this. This was just, and he loves the movie, and he always is showing me movies, but for whatever reason, we just never got to this. And when you were like, let's do Bad Moon, he said, yes, I have it on DVD. Let's watch it. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh my God, there's a puppy, and I'm getting all like choked up. And he's like, I knew you'd like this movie. And I can't believe, again, we've been together 19 years, but in the time that we've known each other, I have never seen this movie until 2 days ago. And I loved it.
It was destiny. That's right.
He's got Noobs has lots of stuff
to say.
To
unpack here.
All right.
As you said, it's based off a novel by Wayne Smith called Thor, and actually the book is from the dog's point of view. So I'm curious if I should read that just to see what that's like to do it from that point of view. The beginning scene is funny because I just thought about it like probably before the show, and I said, you know what? It's very similar to the beginning of Dog Soldiers, and both scenes are amazing.
You're right.
The girls in those films really give us the goods. I love it.
She just said all this nice stuff.
He's sitting right beside you.
And he's like, she just the goods.
Giving you the guy perspective now.
Yeah.
Comes with the horror genre. It's part of the territory.
Oh yeah.
Acting wise, there's no barn burners here except for the dog. I agree with that take. They do okay. I think the one annoying part that I have was Michael's like, I just annoyed the shit out of me was, "Hey sis, how you doing, sis?" It was just
that's right, the sis
thing.
It's so annoying.
Many times in that movie, I'd love to count.
Right.
It's probably more times than Leonardo DiCaprio said "fuck" in Wolf of Wall Street.
He didn't say it enough in that movie.
I have to agree. The CGI at the end was abysmal. But I loved the suit, the animatronics, the snapping jaws. I mean, that shit is so cool. The kill and gore scenes were amazing, especially the opening shot you were showing. Bitch slapping that chick down, all that stuff, I think, aside from the CGI at the end, the wolf looked really good. I really, really liked it a lot. And again, as we pointed out earlier, I'm surprised that not as much surprised with this as it was Silver Bullet, but surprised that the score is so low on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me because when it comes to a lot of werewolf films, there's not a whole lot of good ones out there. So when you find little gems, I think they belong a little higher in those lists. But
do you sometimes think people just don't understand the whole like werewolf / monster / horror genre, and they're trying to treat it like it's Schindler's List or something? I mean, that's
sometimes
I think they do that with almost every movie. They try to grade it on that same level, like it better be black and white and Oscar award worthy, and
Twilight.
Yeah. Look up the score. Look up the scores later for Blade and Blade 2. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to be like, really?
When Blade came out, it was life changing for me. I mean,
I see that
Especially
Aaron
5%.
said that the CGI wasn't originally meant to be there. I wish they would have left it out. It wasn't necessary.
Okay.
I don't
Aaron,
think it.
Aaron, you're supposed to
can
be on the
second
show. It's all good, brother.
Look at him. He's all like spooky dark.
Yeah, he's setting the scene. Eric is. Yeah, look at that. All right, Nubis. Anything else?
That's it. I'm good.
All right. I was getting ready to go to Eric, but he. I kind of liked it. I kind of
No,
liked
you were
it.
good. No, I'm
All right, all right, Eric. Eric Bedmoon.
Oh yeah, we were just kidding.
Okay. I got goods and bads.
Okay.
I can picture it in my mind when I picked this up on VHS. I just went on like a werewolf hunt. So I think I got like The Howling 4, Bad Moon, and like, I don't know, I want to say some other random one. And the goods, Thor's a good boy. When I was a kid, I couldn't get through the pound scene when they took him away. I like had to, the first time I saw it, I was like beside myself. I was like, because I've always had dogs. Mine were golden retrievers, but very similar. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't make it. I watched it. I think I fast forwarded it like 3 weeks ago when I brushed up on it. I was like, I still can't do the scene. I can't do it.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of the saddest scenes in movie history that I can remember. It was just terrible. It really is.
Violence. When it comes to werewolf stuff, I need a lot of blood in it. So was definitely a plus for Bad Moon because, I don't know, I just feel it's necessary.
Yes.
I agree.
Make it more believable, like more terrifying when when you see the blood. I don't know, kind of like what you said. I like the self-restraint to try and beat it, sort of thing. Like chained around the tree and that whole bit. On the flip side of that, I thought it was a little cheesy to be like, I thought love could cure me.
Yeah.
I was like,
should have listened to the dog, Janet.
The suit was awesome. The roboticness of everything else, like even like the Never-Ending Story. When I saw it as a kid, I was like, that wolf looks fake because it's like robotic. Like it's it's too, yeah.
Mouth stays open.
Yeah, like I prefer more. Like one of my favorite werewolf movies is Wolf with Jack Nicholson, where he actually, it's Jack in the makeup, like just acting. Like that's what I prefer when it comes to werewolf stuff. But the actual suit is amazing. I guess a big complaint is out of all the random Michael Paré movies I've seen randomly, I think he has in his contract like he has to have a sex scene in every movie. So the first time I saw Bad Moon, I was like, this fucking guy again. Like, come on, man. But no, Bad Moon is totally wicked.
Yeah, like I said, it starts off with a bang, literally.
Literally.
It just starts your
Copy that. All right, good points from Eric. All right, hold on. We got a super chat again from Bo. Thanks again, Bo. What sold me on Bad Moon was the couch scene with the kid. Cool that it could be any moon. Good to see them blaze their own trail and go against love. All right, now there's one more here. I think I saw one. Thanks again, Bo. He says the transformation was god awful though. Yeah, the CGI. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, the transformation was terrible. But yeah, I think he said the lore to ignore, just kind of common lore, and I agree with that. That's something that I thought was really cool too. That they kind of they didn't do what what Silver Bullet did, and just kind of said, forget lore. You don't need any of that. But they kind of just teased different things in the way that he was like, are you sure that that's the way it is? And it makes you think, well, is it or is it not? We don't know, but he does, and I thought that was kind of cool.
All right, Derek, go ahead.
Okay.
Bad Moon.
Well, I did like a couple of the lines in this movie, the dialogue. Though it was cheesy, I thought that a couple times it was on purpose and I liked it. like for instance, when he said you should have listened to the dog Janet, that stuck with me. And but some of the ones maybe not on purpose. Yes, that's the face he makes when he says it. And then there's a one line that Mariel, it's Hamilton, right? Hamilton, Hemingway. Thank you. And where she says, "Don't mess with a lawyer on her own turf." And I don't know, just something about those lines like that, especially in these types of movies. I love it. I don't know. I know it's corny. A lot of people don't like that, but it kind of draws me to these movies, and I feel like it goes hand in hand with extra over the top gore too. For some reason, I don't know. They just go hand in hand. But something that you said that I agree with and disagree with is the kid. I think that he was not great. And if he would have been the central piece of the movie, like you said, kind of like the kid was, like Haig was, or Ham, my bad hand. Yeah, it would have ruined it completely. But I think that he did a really serviceable job in the parts he was given. And I thought that even when he was getting kind of choked out by the werewolf, I thought his face, at least, even though he wasn't like letting out the expressions, like you'd want to see the screaming and everything, I thought he looked scared. But that's just, I mean, obviously just, different strokes for different folks.
Me and Tony's seen worse. Right.
Yeah. I've seen so many. That's probably what it is too. I've seen so many terrible child actors that I was just like, it's not that bad. It didn't ruin it. So that's awesome. You
don't know annoying until you watch House by the Cemetery. That kid in that film.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
That's not his voice though.
It doesn't matter. It sucks.
If you watch
so the English dub is atrocious. It's been so long since I've seen that.
It's terrible. It's so fucking annoying. The actor actually that did the voice apologizes on the Blu-ray. Says, "I'm sorry, everybody. That's not me."
Oh no,
that's kind of amazing. Actually,
that makes me feel terrible for them though, that they felt like they had to do that. What terrible backlash in internet, terrible trolls they must have faced to have to feel like they had to apologize for their role. But anyway.
All right, back to
that's okay. Yeah, no. So the practical effects, like everyone has said, are perfect. They look really good. The CGI is terrible. It's so bad. It's some of the worst I've seen. But it's right when they started wanting to make that change. Right. It started. It was new.
Low budget, like, 90s too.
Exactly.
That doesn't help.
And so, and it's like I said, I saw Silver Bullet when I was 7 and this when I was, 29. So that plays a big difference in how I see the horror aspect of it. Silver Bullet gave me nightmares, whereas this kind of made me chuckle, but I still liked it just kind of for different reasons.
Yeah.
The dog is great. We've kind of touched on that. He's the star of the show. I mean, and like you said, I didn't know the book was centered around his character. And so I'm definitely going to go back and read that because that's freaking awesome. Let's see. Saddest scene in history. I had that in my notes. It's terrible. One thing that we didn't really say, I feel like it has a really good pace. It's short.
It's short. It's perfect.
It's short. It's like an hour and 20 minutes or something. I think when I got done with it, I was like, wow. But like Samurai said, it tells a small story. It's about a dog and a werewolf. It's not about some werewolf trying to terrorize an entire town. It's about this guy. Yeah, he did some terrorizing wherever, in these mountains or where he was. But then it's just about the dog and him. And I thought that they did that really good. And that doesn't need a lot of extra runtime or just, throwaway shots. So I thought that they did really good with that. I don't like the camera work, but that's a lot of the times too. The 90s and into the early 2000s, I thought the camera work and the way that they generally went about it with the really close-up shots was awful. It was more excusable in the 90s, though, with these types of movies because they had to do that sort of thing to kind of make up for their lack of being believable with the actual violence.
It was the style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It kind of, but nowadays it annoys me. It didn't really annoy me in this movie though. And like we also, one thing that annoyed me about the bad guy was at the end when he's like, "This is your fault," and he's blaming his sister for like begging him to come out there. She did not beg him to come out there. Mm-hmm. She went to his trailer and she said, "You should come over," and he pretty much gave her kind of like a maybe. He's like, "I'll call you," and she's like, "This week," and he's like, "This week," and so kind of left it as a maybe, and then he calls her and asks if it's okay if he comes over. So I don't know. It kind of bothered me that at the end of the movie, that's what he said because
he's just being a douche. He's a
douchebag.
He's just kind of douchey. You're right.
But I liked him for the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie. He was the coolest guy ever. But
I don't think he had any accountability. I think that was part of the character's problem. And
I think you're right too. Yeah,
he was acting like an addict does. But he's a werewolf.
Kind of what he is. Yeah, that's a good point. And so like none of those things really bothered me. They're just nitpicky things. I kind of I have to pick some bad things throughout the movie. I really did enjoy it though. It was a really fun movie. I saw them at different points in my life, like I said, so they kind of had different impacts. But yeah, it was a good movie. It was a lot of fun, and they're both atrociously underrated. So
yes, all right, awesome, Tony.
Ditto.
All right.
I agree.
Yes. Well, again, like DJ Neko, I also saw this 2 days ago for the first time, and watching it, I started to realize this is from the point of view of the dog. It's different look at it. I like that both movies kind of do a different lore. I think this one obviously, he's more of the gets scratched. We know what happened, how he changed, and then see, I'm trying to think in my head. I'm trying not to mix them both together. He gets changed and then comes back, and then when he takes the shirt off, you can see he has the scar from when he got slashed. That was pretty cool that they left that.
Yeah.
Well, the other one, he beats people with a bat, so he kind of has that human side yet from in Silver Bullet, but it's not really focused on. Like you could just tell he's and I think it was interesting how in Silver Bullet his eye didn't heal correctly, but and in this one he had the scar, so it's kind of neat how that they different things like that with it. I actually have notes. I want to read this one. How I didn't get far. I said, the movie starts out with some sex with a sexy lady who gets ripped the fuck apart. And I don't mean from the sex. She gets torn apart by a fucking werewolf. So already the movie starts off on a very high note. You figure it can't get much better than that. And then next scene you have Dennis the Menace, which is already annoying. And then hearing him yelling after the dog drove me crazy because he kept saying his name and everything. Thor. It was. I like him in Dennis the Menace because he's a cute little kid, and he wasn't that annoying in this, but yet he was at the same time.
Yeah.
But not the worst I've ever seen. When he was getting choked out and he was saying about him not showing fear, I don't think he could fucking breathe. Did you see the handprint on his neck afterwards? He's just like, I can't breathe.
That was kind of the way I took it too. I thought, well, he's just like, I'm dying. Okay.
Holy, I can't even say it. I don't know what it is. I don't like Mariel Hemingway. I liked her in Delirious. But
you're not a huge Superman 4 fan, Tony?
I like her in a lot of the more
I like
recent
Superman
stuff.
4. I just don't really like her. I don't know.
Like in the last 10 years, I think that she's become a little bit more. I don't know. I've liked her more recent stuff, but I kind of agree. I know exactly what you're saying. It's just, I don't know, maybe delivery. I don't know, but I see what you're saying.
Something like that. I don't know. It's just something. Maybe it's just her for this movie. The incestual relationship between her and her brother, which it was a little, it was creepy, and I was just waiting for them to fuck.
They're just playing together.
Plot twist: she becomes a werewolf.
Very cis.
Infected semen.
Jump on my. The way the dog we said about pissed on the house, I thought he's marking his territory. That's awesome. Then when he comes out and the guy looks at it. He looks at him and he's doing that look. That made me laugh. Yeah, like he's like, you pissed on my house. I sure did, motherfucker.
What?
What's funny is he acted almost as much like a dog as the dog did in that scene. It was really good.
Right.
His eyes, the way that they look. You
could tell what the dog's thinking. Like saying back to him without even hearing, which is a good thing. They didn't put like a dog voiceover.
There was a cool moment though, shortly after that, where they were suspecting that Thor was doing all the killings, and Pare's character was looking at him. The sister's there, and he winks at him, and that sets off Thor to go bite him and gets him taken away.
Yeah,
he shows one source of dominance over him. It's the dog aspect. They did such a good job of doing the alpha, the dog. You know,
that was just like in a bar fight, like the motherfucker. You know, I think that I like how he looked like a wolf, and the other one kind of looked like somebody in the chat said it looked like a teddy bear. And you know, I wanted to hug the Reverend, not really, but I'd rather hug him than this one. And the animatronics, it was very vicious, where he's like gnawing on her and it's like shaking her and shit. It's really you know, all over the place. Very cool. The gore in this was, I think, way better than in the other movie, but I think there's more likable characters in the other one. But I would like to read this book too. I bet you the book is probably better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Oh, I don't understand how he couldn't just kill the dog. I know it's like, well, then there's no story, but he's a werewolf.
Yeah, but it's a German Shepherd. He's magical.
Well,
have you never had one, bro?
The only other thing I could say is fuck the dog from John Wick. No, I'm just kidding.
you like this dog. All right.
Fuck that puppy.
You like, this is the dog. Fuck John Wick dog. Bad mood dog, son.
Oh.
All right. Nice. All right. You guys ready to vote?
Yeah.
Ready.
It's time to do it.
You ready to do it?
Man, this is actually really hard for me. Which always usually makes the best versus episodes. Versus. I'm going to go last. I'm going to leave some suspense on it. All right. DJ Neko, who you got?
So this is hard for me too, because with Silver Bullet, I definitely have that nostalgia factor with my grandma. But with Bad Moon, it's this like whole new love for me. Like, I did not realize I was going to like this movie as much as I did, but I'm definitely going to have to go Bad Moon.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Bad Moon.
Interesting.
Uno.
All right.
Puppies.
Nubis.
Both of these movies are great. This is so difficult, but the funny thing is, I probably have maybe 10 werewolf films that I like of all things. After that, there's nothing there, but there's 6 that I like the most. And Silver Bullet's at number 6, and Bad Moon is at number 4.
All right. Look at that. Wow.
Another one.
Wow.
You agreed with me.
All right.
I never do that.
He said that never happens. All right. Derek, who you got?
Okay, well, I say they both are good and bad for different reasons. Like you said, there's the nostalgic factor of one, and then there's a little bit more emotional side of another, you know? So it is kind of a hard choice. I think the downside of the werewolf in Silver Bullet is the human side. Like a lot of people said, kind of a teddy bear, kind of walks too normal, you know, that sort of thing. He's shot in the eye by a rocket and it completely ends his chase. You know, it's a little bit different than the ferocity shown by the werewolf in Bad Moon. And then the werewolf in Bad Moon's downfalls, the CGI and kind of the generational, the 90s has aged a little bit worse than the 80s, I think, in terms of just the cinematic feel and vibes of their movies, and a lot, especially the horror, except when you start getting into later 90s and when you start kind of moving more to thriller. But I guess for me, it comes down to this. I have rating system at a 10, and I have a Bad Moon rated at a 6 out of 10. And I really like Silver Bullet, and it's an 8 out of 10 for me.
All right. Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
For Derek. Tony, who you got?
He's muted.
Your mic.
Oh, cannot hear you. Oh, well.
I know. I was going like that then.
Oh, was that? Oh, I see subtitles.
It was muted,
Subtitles.
Yeah, I was like, I saw the little mute
I
thing.
felt like an idiot, and that was my reaction. Let's move on. Yeah, both movies I do like. I'm glad I got to see Bad Moon finally, because a lot of people have been telling me recently about seeing it, and you know, I needed it in my collection anyway. I like the story behind that one. Silver Bullet's nostalgic. I also like too. I forgot to say about how in Silver Bullet, the town is like, you know, where everybody would do anything for anybody, and then after a while, the town starts showing like scared. You know, they're scared. They're trying to curfew. The lady's trying to get in her house, and she's scared, and everybody starts not trusting people. I like the diminished of the town.
That's something I was going to say that I completely forgot to say, was that is something that sucks you into King's stories is his sense of community. Every time there's a community and they all feel the impact. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's something I was going to say. I didn't say, but go ahead.
Fine.
Sorry.
That's fine. But which one of these I like the most? I'm gonna go with Silver Bullet.
Oh shit! It's tie. Woo! Oh shit! All right.
It's a barn burner here.
Well, he's my favorite so far.
Eric.
No, I'm just kidding. I was kidding.
Who you got, Eric?
I mean, Silver Bullet. Like, I have like the mystery storyline on this one, and then Bad Moon is like my love for slasher. You got tits and gore, and I don't know, like Bad Moon's. To me, it's more of a original movie, like departure from like your typical werewolf one, because the dog. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
The dog. God damn it.
It's not easy.
No,
It's
the
not.
best
I
versus
think-
episodes.
Like, I think, like, you know, if someone were to give me these two, like my wife, for instance, she hasn't seen neither, and she was like, hey, I want you to pick one of these to watch, and I would probably pick Bad Moon before Silver Bullet. Probably just because it...
Wait. Is this your pick? Is this your pick, or you're just talking?
That is my pick. I think that...
No way!
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow, dude. My mind is blown right now. Holy shit.
I didn't expect this either. I really
Wow.
thought it was going to be a Silver Bullet blowout.
Right after Eric went the first time with Silver Bullet, I was like, oh, he's got Silver Bullet. That's going to be his vote. Wow. My mind is blown right now.
Well played with the suspense, Eric.
Samurai, you better not leave it to the audience. Do not leave it to the audience. I know
We do that too, Eric. If there's a tie, we go to the voting pool with the
I
audience.
kind of really hope there is. That could be
Werewolf with bat. Badass motherfucking dog. Throw down.
Badass motherfucking dog.
Damn it. I am completely stunned. I am stunned that Bad Moon won today. I honestly thought I was going to be the only one that probably was going to vote for Bad Moon.
No.
I did not.
Wow, my mind is blown. And Silver Bullet fans, you guys are not losers. Nobody lost in this because both movies are awesome. That's right. Oh, man. Wow.
Yes, they are.
Holy shit. Not surprised by the internet voting poll, so you know I always have to post that. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah,
this is what the internet voted for.
It was
Not surprised
crazy.
by this.
Crazy.
Okay, see, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen here.
Me too.
I'm not disappointed, though. I'm actually kind of excited because that means that there are. I mean, I don't know. This movie needs more attention for sure.
Did you see what Aaron just said?
Yeah, Aaron's like, you're lucky I wasn't on here tonight.
Aaron, every time Aaron is not on Versus, his pick loses. Come on, buddy.
He would have been great. He would have been
Come on, buddy.
Hey, he
posted
also
the
said
poll,
neither
too.
would be a loser, so he's lying here. He's lying.
Yeah, No. Both films are great. There's no losers here. But I'm actually stunned by the vote. Like, wow, I'm actually kind of blown away there. But yeah, those that are watching right now, if you guys have never seen these werewolf underrated classics, make sure you guys check them out. Even though we spoiled it, fuck it, watch them anyway. We highly recommend you guys check these out because it's always these. That's one of the, and all of our channels, we always like to talk about and put to the forefront movies that a lot of people have forgotten about, movies that kind of slide under the radar. There's a lot of classics out there, you know, and that's what's fun about
Right
doing
under
shows
my
like
roof.
this.
Right under my roof. I never saw Bad Mood.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
We've lived
There you
together for 19 years. I've never seen the movie.
go. There you go.
I also did a poll on my Instagram.
Okay.
And
Silver bullet.
6 people for Bad Moon, 29 votes for Silver Bullet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same exact percentage that you had. Tim.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And the fans for both movies are never wrong. It's the critics that are wrong for both movies.
I agree.
At the end of the day, they can go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? Let's have.
Someone's going to ask me which one of these to watch. I'd just say both. I mean, tell you how that
Right. Exactly. It's the
If you
truth.
like werewolves, watch both.
Yeah. Thor
Can't
has
go
something
wrong.
to say. Fuck the motherfucking critics. Fuck the critics. They don't know what they're talking about.
What'd you say about my movie?
Oh man, but this was a lot of fun.
Every time I saw Thor get angry, I just wanted to like scratch him on his head and be like, "It's okay, buddy. It's
Calm down,
cool."
buddy. You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I just
That's a
like
good dog.
Eric, you blew my mind.
Me?
You blew my mind, man.
Oh,
high five, Ebert.
Eric, you're my
Stunned.
hero. My hero.
High five.
Well, really
Welcome.
quick before we wrap it up for the day. What is your top 6?
Mine?
Nubis? Yeah.
Silver
yeah.
Bullet at number 6.
Okay.
Ginger Snaps at number 5.
Classic.
Bad Moon at number 4.
Okay.
Dog Soldiers at number 3. American
Woo!
Wolf in London number 2. And The Howling number 1.
Mhm.
What
There
a
you
great
go.
list.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Great picks. Oh man, what a fun night. This was a blast, definitely. And we got to do this again, of course. Don't go anywhere, everyone. Now, y'all know what you need to do. Everybody's information is in the description box below. That's right. Subscribe and follow Flicks, Snacks, and Knickknacks, Mr. Tony of the Dead. Follow the Metal Tavern podcast on Podbean. And y'all already know who Eric is. He's a legend. Been on here. He been on the platform
Trying to
forever.
do the like.
That's right. But his link
Angle.
is there anyway for you to subscribe. But Eric's the man. Thanks again for hanging out with us. Don't forget, tomorrow, guys, if you want to, I mean, by all means, see the movie first and then come watch the video later. But
I
tomorrow
can't.
at 4 p.m. Pacific time, join me, Rick Myers, and Sir Vincent Lynn. We're going to talk spoilers for No Time to Die. So that's tomorrow at 4. And then at 6 p.m. Pacific time, join me and Jan Lucanus. Going to be hanging out, talking martial arts, having some more fun with that. All right, so we're going to leave you guys. Everybody in the panel, don't go anywhere. All right, guys, keep watching horror movies. Represent the genre. Keep listening to that metal. We'll see you badasses next time. Take care, guys.